Aimless Shameless going up against the winner of Proman Gemini. Best of luck as they do face off in the first round. Skills waiting for the winner of Zertanis and Matt. Art takes down Tiger. Realm goes up against Hacker is top. And we do have our next series here and now, our TvP. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Whispers of Gold, we have the Italian Protoss player, the Blue Protoss, representing Bing Bong Exports. It is Azura. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the red Terran player for the Platinum Heroes. It is Nicoract. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we are getting ready here for our next series for our fresh best of 3 here in the round of 16. Here we go. Whew. We go. Just catching in the chat. Not sure we're going to see your builds. She's giving you all in. You had a nice defense to the 4 gate, but it must have been. Oh, just catching up in the chat. I mean, builds are important. I saw someone mentioning otherwise. Yeah, they are. Here we go. We are going to be settling in. And so far, standard openers here. We do have Nicoract going for double gas. My apologies. Double gas opener out of our Terran player. Double gas into a faster factory. So more tech heavy opener out of Nicoract. Meanwhile, Azura across the map going for its own gate cyber expand. So standard opener out of Azura. Meanwhile, we have a more tech heavy opener out of Nicoract. When it comes to our predictions, best of luck in the chat. You have a minute to place your bets. And again, Nicoract, he is going to be coming in as the favored player. But I will say that the skill gap between these two is a lot smaller. It is a lot closer between Nicoract and Azura. And I want to believe that Azura can whip out something crazy here against Nicoract as well. Let's go. Let us see what the pressure is on. As we have Nicoract setting up, going to the CC on the high ground. Very safe play out of Nicoract. Make sure he's secure against a proxy. As Reaper dips in, does pull back. Just poking, just prodding, keeping an eye on the tech of choice. And we'll see what Azura does go for. Likewise, moves out across the map with that hallucination. Getting a scatter. Back at home with that double gas opener. What are we going for? We're going for Reacted Reaper. Reacted Reaper into Hellion. Building up his early forces. Does build up. We have our tech of choice, going to be that Twilight Council opener into Blink. So Blink based opener out of Azura. Nicoract from here getting to his 1-1-1. From here we can go into an early tech lab, into Banshee play, into Cyclones, into early tank production. We'll see where he leads us. For the time being though, the goal is to bust into a mineral line and to get economic damage. Let's see if we can get in. Does fully wall up. Does wall up in time. Sentry going to be targeted down. Nice pickup. Sentry does fall. And the Stalker is taking a lot of damage, taking a lot of hits. We'll trade out with a Hellion. So brings down a Hellion, brings down one of the Reapers as well. Boys are being pulled. Just one Reaper, one Hellion left. Ooh, does get 2 probes though. Oh my god, gets a third. A third, a fourth, a 5th worker as well. Ay, ay, ay. Reaper is going to be shut down, but that's going to be 4 probe kills. 4 worker kills a Cyclone. 4 worker kills a Sentry and a Stalker. So nice damage there by Nicoract. That is worth it. He pulls away. Behind this is not going for the tech lab on the starport, is going for a Liberator first. So he is going for Lib Harass. Pulls away. Wouldn't mind dropping to the main base. Again, he's not stopping, not slowing down. Trying to keep that momentum going. And back in the main base, we're not quite set up. The Stalkers are here at the natural, not ready in the main. Is going for it. Does go for the boost. So far, do we react in time? Oh, he pulls away. Does pull away in time. So far, only 2 probe kills. But what's important here, Azura, because he was out of position, he does not punish that medevac. Does survive. Oh no. And hopefully goes back to mining. There we go. Does go back. But Nicoract can always dive in for another wave, for another drop. Likewise, now it's going to be the Liberator alongside it. Coming in with multi-prong aggression. Drop distracts, dragging Azura towards that natural. And here comes the Lib. Liberator's on the way, behind this tank production has begun. Liberator does siege up, wouldn't mind drop into that natural. Does unload. Oh, does pull away, but maybe too late. Yeah, some brutal connections here. Workers are going down. Liberator trading with the Stalkers. It gets one. Really not the other. But in total, that's going to be how many? 14 probe kills. Ay, ay, ay. Azura just getting torn apart. He's trying to keep up, but these are losses. They're too heavy. Too heavy here. Almost losing an entire mineral line. And back at home, Nicoract, he's building up towards that next step. Tank army, bio as well. Still no add-ons, as we're going for the add-on swap into Stim. But he is massing up his army, getting ready for his push. Comes in once again. This time is shut down. Ooh, this time Azura, he's ready for it. Cleans up the Widow Mine. Does defend. Stuck on 2 bases, working towards his own disruptors. Wait, okay. Surprising to me here. Typically the go-to is Colossus, but we're going Disruptor first. Bold move, Azura. Bold move. I mean, high risk, high reward. This is not safe. This is not consistent, but has potential to get damage done. Okay, Pappy. Okay. You have my attention. Let's go. Disruptor first. He's making a second Disruptor as well. Meanwhile, Nicoract, he's looking for the Observer. There is none. No Observer yet here from Azura. He's parked outside the base to stop any kind of drop play, any kind of move out. Taking his third. Now, what I will say is that this third base is late. Because of all the aggression, because of all the harassment and all the economic damage, this third bait is delayed for Azura, which is going to be a concern. Likewise, Disruptors, they're very hit and miss in more ways than one. First Disruptor rallies across the map. Mate, he's crazy. He's rallied across the map, mate. Oh my god. These Disruptors are going to be very unsafe and very vulnerable. Let me just say that. Ay, ay, ay. Now, if he can catch Nicoract with his pants down, Nicoract, he does not know it's Disruptor first. He does not know a second Disruptor is also on the way as well. Here comes the Unsiege. Stim is about to finish. With the completion of Stim, Nicoract, he will move out. And we need that Nova to connect. Army gets spotted. Oh, Nova goes off. Nova does go off. Teasing connection, gets 3 Marines. It's okay. Likewise, we do see the Stalkers kiting back, picks off another Marine. Pulls away, and so far, yes, he needs to slow this down. He does need to slow this down. Another Disruptor does move out. And we need some juicy connections here for Azura. Third base being taken. Nicoract, he does skirt around the edge of the map, headed towards that third. First Colossus has arrived. Disruptor's ready. Nicoract wedging himself in between the bases, in between the armies. It does them in. There's that first Nova. Doesn't connect. Second Nova is available. Zelzay charge forward, but the tank volleys are brutal. Oh my god, the Colossus goes down. Yeah, Azura, he cannot keep up. Not against this. Nova connects, takes out 1 Marine. That is not good enough. And again, this could have been 2, maybe even 3 Colossus. But he made the Disruptors, and it wasn't worth it. With that, the Gateway Army crumbles, and Nicoract, he doesn't. He breaks through, takes down the expansion, and he can just keep going from here. Salsa trickling in. The Sim City is working against him. Oh my god, massive Nova. Nova connects, but it's too late. It's too little too late. The base falls. Oh my god, kills the Disruptor as well. And Nicoract can just rally. He can just rally across the map. He has broken the back of Azura. He's down to 2 Disruptors and a Dream. Ah, no. Even with the Novas connecting, the damage has already been done. It's already been done here. He's falling further behind. Azura, he took a chance. He took the risk. Double drop into the main. Nicoract stepping forward. GG gets called, and Nicoract, he will take game number 1. Whew. GG. Nicoract, he does take a lead in the series. Does take a lead, and now we are getting into our next game. Whew, and again, a very intense game there out of Nicoract. From the beginning, it was Reactor Reaper Hellion into the drop, into Liberator, into the push as well. Azura, he had very little time to breathe, very little time to react, to respond, and he took some chances as a result. And I don't blame him, considering that Azura was behind, he did have to bring it back in some way. And how is that with those disruptors? Again, there's a world out there where if he was able to connect, if he was able to get some juicy connections on the main army, then suddenly we might have a game. Suddenly we have a back and forth. He survives the push, he survives the aggression. Nicoract, he pulls back, he builds up instead, he gives his opponent some more breathing room. We could have seen a different game state if we had seen better connections. That's kind of what it came down to there. That was really the only thing giving Azura any hope in that game was those disruptors. Alas, with them not getting the connections he was hoping for, that was game then and there. And that leads us into game number 2. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of King's Cove, we have our Italian Protoss player, the blue Protoss, down in the series. We'll see if he can bounce back and force the ace match representing Bing Bong Exports. It is Azura. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the red Terran player, the red Terran representing the Platinum Heroes, leading the series 1-0. It is Nicoract. Here we go. Here we go as we are going to be settling in to a much larger map. Welcome one and all to King's Cove. King's Cove is one of the larger maps in the map pool. I do apologize, someone did notice it earlier, but I do apologize for not having the Observer mod in Game 1, but it is here in Game 2. Again, the players, they just did their vetoes and got into their first game real fast and real quick, but now they are set up here, which means we will have certain indicators like worker kill counts, upgrades as well. It'll be a little bit more pleasant to the eyes. We'll have that for Game 2. It's okay. We could count in the last game. We could count. It's fine. It's fine. We're able to keep up regardless. Behind this economic opener, and again, this makes sense. This time, single gas means a Rax into CC on the low ground, so an economic start out of Nicoract, as opposed to the more aggressive start that we saw last game. And the reason for this is the map itself, as we were kind of alluding to and leading into coming into game number 2. King's Cove is a very large map, long rush distance by ground, very defendable at your natural, very defendable third base as well. The reason why I call these bases more defendable is because unlike the previous map, we have a ramp. We have a ramp coming into the expansion. This is not the case on Whispers of Gold. Likewise, we have a ramp coming into the third base, also not the case on Whispers of Gold either. So much more defendable. There are certain aspects of the map that do favor a defensive player that allow them to get into their 3 bases a little more comfortably and then to get into the mid game. Likewise, just large map in general. So this does make sense that Nicoract would go for a more economic start. Likewise, Azura should have a much more comfortable start coming into King's Cove as well. The maps do actually impact the game quite a bit when it comes to openers, when it comes to greed, when it comes to aggression. Players usually adjust depending on the map itself. And it is going to be another Twilight Council opener. Nicoract does confirm. So nice scout from our Terran. He does get eyes on the tech. He is aware. Nicoract, he is aware of the tech. I was going to say that here on King's Cove, something like a Stargate opener is more viable. That is true. It is more viable on King's Cove. But Azura, he doesn't take the bait. Doesn't go for it. Commits to standard blink-based play instead. You see Nicoract rotating around. Now, Nicoract's goal here is to confirm how many gates. Are we going to open up 2 gate blink, 3 gate blink, or 4 gate blink stalker? He's trying to get a read on how greedy or how aggressive Azura is being. Back behind this, 1-1-1. Again, because it was a delayed second gas, there's no faster factory, there's no like Hellion Reaper aggression that we saw last game. This time it's much more passive in the early game. Much more passive instead. And we are getting ready for some drop play. So Medevac is on the way, we have Marines, we have some Hellions. Nicoract, he will eventually be active. You can see him scouting around the map, looking for any proxies. Again, the map is very large, so there's a lot of locations for a proxy Stargate or proxy Gateway. He is searching, making sure he's safe and sound. Likewise, he has time to scout as well. And here comes the drop. Marines are ready to load up. Adept does threaten the shade. Ooh, the wall does not lift. And that does get in. We get a full scout. We confirm the 1-1-1. We are aware there's no buy a heavy style. SCVs are under threat. And we do deny mining time. So good damage dealt here by Azura. And Nicoract, he's that much more committed. As it's getting quite a bit of damage done. Getting an SCV, denying mining time, getting a second SCV as well. This is building up. And here comes Nicoract dropping into the main base and ready for a Hellion dive into the natural. Stalkers are in position. Marines moving in. That's going to be 4 SCVs go down. That's a lot of damage for one Adept. And here comes that drop. Azura, he does respond. And Azura is being dragged out of position. The Hellions are diving in. They're diving into the mineral line. Probes are going down. And Hellions up. Oh my god, workers, they line up. 5 probes do fall. Already good damage, and we're not done. Still not done. Focusing down the Stalkers. Getting 1 Stalker. Almost a second. Yeah, mining is being denied, getting a 6th probe. 6 worker kills, and from here, Nicoract is going to be forced out. He's going to be forced back. Nicoract still trading, though. Getting another Stalker. He gets 1 more. Up. Just the one. Just the 1 more. Hellions, they go back into the mineral line. Once again, workers line up. 3 Hellions, they one-shot probes. Oh my god. They one-shot. Not 2 of them 2-shot. Gets another volley of 13 probes. Ay, ay, ay. 13 workers going down. That is insane damage. And for what? For 1 medevac, a handful of Hellions, a handful of Marines, a very efficient trade here from Nicoract, but also a very necessary trade. Remember, he lost 4 SCVs. He lost 4 SCVs in the lead up to that, so he had to deal some damage. So far, that was worth it, bearing in mind Hellions do not scale well, and he's doing it again. Disruptor first. Mate, he's crazy. Azura, calm down. I mean, he did take a lot of damage, so he has to do something crazy again. We're in a very similar game state. His 3rd base is on the way. But he needs to recover, and Disruptors, their way of doing it. True. Our way of doing it here. As he is parked outside the bases. Back at home, 3rd TC's on the way for Nicoract.
Add-on complete.
It's on the way. Observer will confirm. He gets eyes on the CC. On the tank. And Azura's goal here is to try to catch the army as it moves out. While he expands. We go. So we are building up. Never's gonna be moving out. Up! Does he no! He doesn't notice! Oh my god, Disruptor gets caught out and it's gonna go down as well. Ay, 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 Azura! Not like this. Disruptor gonna be going down for free. Meanwhile, Stalkers, they dive into the main. Disruptor does fall. There was potential. I was waiting to see who would react, who would blink first. Oh no. Disruptor does fall. Azura is gonna be pinned down and blinks away. And we get a handful of SCVs. But that was a brutal loss for Azura. Not like this. We'll attempt to blink away. The pressure is on. And it's time to move out. It's time to counterattack as we just rally everything across the map. Nicoract, he knows he has momentum. He knows that now his opponent is down a Disruptor. There should be a Disruptor to slow him down, but it's not there. Not anymore. And what is it to defend? There's 1 Colossus. There's 1 Colossus, a handful of Zealots, a couple of Stalkers. They get caught out as well. And Nicoract, he is not slowing down. Now, the rush distance by ground is long. That is true. It's a long rush distance by ground. But despite that, it's still a terrifying army. Scans at a time. He does spot those 2 Colossus. So far as I'll say, ban out the mine shots. Army sims in, takes down the Stalkers. There's not enough buffer, not enough support. Ooh, and he's going for the dive. Oh, bleeds out a lot of his fire, though. Oh my god. Yeah, the Marines and Marauders, they get roasted. And Azura, he's going to hold. Oh no! Oh my god. He will barely hold on. He wants the Colossus. He wants it. He wants him. Can he get him? He can. 1 Marauder. That's all it takes. Snipes the Colossus. And the army does fall. The army does crumble, but he killed both. He reset the army. Nicoract, he reset the army. He's rallying across the map. He knows how close he is to breaking Azura. Again, Colossus, they're fragile. They made a paper, pappy. They need supports. They just topple over on their own. And Nicoract, again, reinforcements, they take a long time. They take a long time here on this map. So Azura, he has some time to breathe. Drop does come in, though. Not too much to work with. Ooh. Takes down the Zealots. Yeah, the Colossus has arrived. Azura, he should defend. At the same time, 2 units, they waddle into the mineral line. And hey, they get some damage done. They get 2 more probes. They do get 2 more workers. But Azura, he lives. And again, if we were on a smaller map, if we were on El Dorado or Ley Lines or Whispers of Gold, this third base would be dead. 100%. Like, Nicoract, he'd be able to just reinforce from across the map. But again, he's stuck at home. Like, it just takes too long. So Azura, he can stabilize, or he can attempt to stabilize. And he's not quite there yet. But he's still in this game. The first things first, Azura, he needs a 4th. He needs a 4th expansion. Currently, we're even on bases. Nicoract is ahead. He's ahead in workers. He has mules, and he's getting a 4th base as well. With that greater economy comes a larger army as well. As Nicoract, he's up 50 supply. The only thing keeping Azura in this game is the map itself that's been working against Nicoract. But despite that, again, he's still pushing. And it's going to be a tough hold for Azura. Here we go. So that first Nova goes off. It does zone away, but it doesn't connect. And here comes the stim. And Nicoract from here, he stims. And he wins. He knocks down the 4th. Pushes up the red. There's 1 Nova left. Nova goes up. Decent connection. But just the 1 Nova. Just the 1 Nova here. Vikings, they move forward. Marauders, they step in. Yeah, they break the defensive line. They get on top of the Colossus once again for a 2nd time. And once again, they will reset the Colossus count. And this time, he has enough to keep going. This time, he still has a standing army. Takes down the reinforcements, the Stalkers, the Zealots, the Vikings, they land. They can still trade well. Dropping into the main. Avoiding those Zealots. Azura. Oh, he's holding on though. With those reinforcements. He's surviving. Just barely. Orders hard into the main base. Catching up more probes. Going back into the mineral line. And here comes the next wave. The next wave of army. And GG gets called. Azura is broken. And Nicoract will take the series 2-0. GG. GG, well played. We will take the series. We'll advance on into the next round. Congratulations. Congratulations. Oh. But here we go. We're jumping into our next series, jumping into our next game, and here we go. We're going to be following our players into the next round. Let's go. Let us go. Exclamation mark. Well, with that, congratulations here to Nicoract. He will claim the series. Again, my condolences to Azura. He was able to hold his own for a time, but again, the aggression of Nicoract was insane. And this is what he's known for in TvP, is aggression. Is that early game, that mid game as well, where he can just pull his opponent apart. With that, GG, well played. Let's switch our scenes over and catch up on the bracket. Let's go.